Hey, we're Syzzors, and you're watching the Vocalist magazine TV. You can check our Facebook over facebook.com/Syzzors and scissorsmusic.tumblr.com.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Vocalist magazine TV. We're here today with the Montreal band Syzzors. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Hey, good, you.
Good, I'm doing great, thanks. So today we're going to talk about, your career as musicians, how it came to be, and what you're currently working on. So before we begin, let's just go over your band name and what you do in the band.
Sure. Well, my name or the band name?
We'll talk about both. So let's
Well, my name is Raphael, and I am the singer, and I am the guitarist, and I am sometimes the percussionist. It depends of the band.
I'm Gabriel, and I do synths and a little bit of producing and bass sometimes as well.
A lot of things.
I'm Lisandre, and I do the drums and the back vocals, and yeah, that's it.
Awesome to hear. So how did you guys come up with the band name Syzzors? It's quite interesting.
Well, it was kind of a joke. We just started, the two of us, and we were looking for a band name, and we did like we tried a bunch of different things,
Yeah.
and in the end it never really worked out. So we were like, let's just pick something that sounds good and that,
Yeah, and
it
then
was
I
a little
wrote
bit
it down on
funny,
a piece
and
of
we were
paper.
like, this works.
I wrote
and
it
it
down
stuck.
like 50 times, and I was like, how should we write it? Like normally, or like I tried double Z and Y and not Y. And
Yeah, because we didn't
Yeah.
want to be like I don't know, sound like Scissor's sister, so we like
we had
wrote it
that
in a
before.
different way, so people will make the difference.
Cool. So tell me a little bit about your beginnings. How did you guys get involved into the music scene?
I always kind of had band back in the days, like in high school. I had a couple bands, and then I went away up north to study for 3 years. But me and Gabrielle we were friends since we are childhood friends, so we've known each other for quite a while, I would say. So I don't know, it just made sense when I moved to Montreal to get together and that we should work on a project since he was studying in sound engineering. And I, with my background, I was like, let's just start something. We always, we got involved with the same scene, kind of in Quebec City, where we come from. And we always liked the same kind of music also. So I was like, makes total sense. We should do it. And then we started out as a school project, kind of. We wrote that G word for, I don't know, your last project or something?
Yeah, it
of
was
the
it was a
semester?
school project. We just had to write a song, so I invited her to make some vocals in studios, and then it gave us like a nice opportunity to just make that, and then it moved from this, and then it began a little bit more serious.
And then, I don't know, we just met Lisanne,
Yeah.
through a mutual friend. We met her like, I don't know, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. And then she was a drummer, and we just got together, the two of us, at first to jam, and figured out we had a really good chemistry together. So I was like, I just thought Gabrielle into it. Let's try and add someone to the band, someone that would bring more of an organic kind of dimension to the band, I would say. Like for live performances, it's nice to just have actual real live musician and to be able to play the full tracks and everything that is on the record. So that's nice. We just added a new member, not a member, but he's a full musician on stage with us now, the bass player. So it's really nice.
It's definitely a headspace that you have to get into as a musician. You really got to prepare and be ready for that. So how did you guys delve into your genre? Because I know you incorporate a lot of electronic sounds, a little bit alternative, a little bit of pop, I would say. So how did you decide what direction you were going to go in?
I don't know, it was kind of clear in my mind that we stated at the beginning that we wanted to do an electronic project kind of, and from my background and from my influences, I really like Imogen Heap. I don't know if you know this artist, I love her. And I don't know, Crystal Castles, a little bit of, I've always been into pop music, of course. My first crush was Aqua, same for Gabrielle. I bought my first CD by myself at 8, it was Aquarius, and that was great. I don't know, I just really like pop music, so I was like, for me it was just, so obvious that that's the music that I wanted to do, that's the music that I wanted to express myself in, so.
Yeah, it happened kind of naturally. I was really into electronic music, and then, I don't know, we try things out, and if it works, we just work in this way.
Yeah,
So
at
we
first
don't-
it was just me and him composing together, just
We're not
like,
really like restricted or anything.
Yeah.
We just try something, and if it's good, then we keep it.
Yeah,
If
it
everyone
just
likes
depends
it.
on the feeling of the song you want to have. Like, this song I feel like it should be driven by like this huge electric guitar riff, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. And I'm not like, oh no, this is too rock, this is too this or that. I just go with the flow, and we are a great team for that. We just like pitch in a couple of random ideas, and especially with our background,
Yeah,
she's
yeah, my
studied in
background-
Latin
yeah.
percussion.
Exactly. And now I'm playing drum in an electronic band.
Yeah.
So that's it's really nice.
I think she didn't know anything about electronic
No.
music before. No band.
I'm like, MGMT, that's good. Like, yeah, I'm learning electronic music.
Yeah, every time I'm like,
It's really great.
this band is great. I don't know them. Yeah. Okay. Every time. That's
It's an awesome story. What was one of your first performances like? Were you guys nervous when you first got together as a band?
Yeah, I was like, I have to say, I was really nervous because it was my first show ever as a musician, and I actually started playing the keyboards because we wanted to make shows together. Because in the beginning, I was writing everything on the computer with the software, so I didn't really know like how to play keyboard. So then we started rehearsing and like jamming together just so we could put on a show.
Yeah.
So the first show was at
Where was
again?
it? Forgot. Let's go again.
Yeah,
Goes way
the
back.
Griff
Yeah,
on
it was at that
Saint-Denis.
show.
And yeah, I was really nervous. I didn't want anyone to like ask question about it before. I was like, no, it's not gonna happen. Don't talk about it. And then
I need to focus.
I need to focus on it.
Please.
but then it happened, and it was such a blast. I was like, oh my god, that's what it's like to make shows. I want to do that. Like,
It is the greatest feeling in the
Yeah.
world for sure. Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, like 15 minutes before a show, you're like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I inflicting this to myself? I want to vomit. I want to die. And then you get on stage and you're like,
always like that. Before
Yeah,
shows.
me,
You're
especially
like,
me.
Oh my god, why are you doing this? And it's the best feeling.
I'm
ever.
like in a bitch mode before. I'm like, don't talk to me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just in my
Just don't
little bubble, and I need
Mhm.
to take time for myself. But then after like 2 songs in, you're like, oh shit, that's why.
it's a really good rush.
Yeah, it
and
feels good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice.
Well, it's definitely important to, grow as a musician too, so it's great to delve into different genres and be open to everything, for sure. So I understand you have a fairly new release, Leo, an EP. So can you tell us a little bit about the writing process for that record and how, your inspirations have evolved over, from your first EP?
It was different for sure. Like in the making, it was a whole different process. I think because we were the 3 of us now, so we wanted to figure out what was the best way for us 3 to get together and compose. So we just figured out, let's go on a trip. We just went on a cabin up north for a week, and we just from sunrise to sunset, we just played music and eat and sleep. That's all we did. And we just came out with this incredible, I think we just wrote like 5 songs in 5 days.
Yeah, we were really,
Yeah.
really focused.
Oh yeah.
Like a job, but it was really nice. It worked.
It really changed because at first it was just me and Gabrielle, and what we would do is like, I had an idea of like a guitar lick or something, and I would send him like a bass line or something, and if he was into it, then we would go on from there and just work together.
Yeah, it was a lot more DIY before. We recorded everything in my like home studio, and like we didn't work with anyone else. But for this latest release, we wanted to like add like as much people as we could. So we had like someone mixing the album. We had kind of like a producer, and then we had Nizam, and then we wanted to have like as much real instruments as we could
Yeah.
instead of just having electronic sounds.
So it was the first time for us as a band that we went actually like in a real studio session for 5 straight days. We were the 5 of us with the studio engineer, and it was just great. I don't know, maybe 5 heads sometimes is too much, but 5 maybe a crowd. But in our case, it was really I don't know, we
Really
were very
efficient.
focused.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Everyone was like adding his ideas, and it was just making the product. I think in the end, it's gonna be better.
Yeah, we just got our songs to a whole other level, so that's really nice. Yeah.
Sounds like intensive progress, yeah, for sure. So I was doing a little bit of stalking on Facebook, don't mind me, and I was reading up on how astrology is one of your influences, songwriting-wise. So can you tell me a little about your lyrics? I understand it's almost like a galactic vibe that I'm getting. So tell me, a little bit about your songwriting process and your inspirations for lyrics.
Yeah, sure. Of course, people ask me before why I chose to write in English, because my mother tongue is actually French. But as an answer to that, I'm like, I've been always surrounded by English. All the music that I like, all the music that I always listen to is in English. So I'm like, we are so, I don't know, we are on bang dedans. We are really drowning in English. It's just natural for me to write in English, and I don't feel like I'm, I don't know, reduced to writing least nice, I don't know, least important lyrics for the band. Anyway, I don't know. I really write with my life. I just live my life, and if sometimes I dream of something, and I'm like waking up in the morning, and I just always have my little notebook somewhere in my room, and I'm like pick up a pen and I just write it down right away because it's really important. And then I don't know. I just figure out sometimes I just write. I just read all my pages, and I'm like, oh, this was really nice. This sentence, and then I just like put a bunch of sentences together, and it makes sense. And astrology for me, I don't know. It came later, I think. Maybe last year, I think.
You really had a trip. Last summer you were so into it.
Oh yeah, like for 6 months I was just crazy about it.
Buying books and reading and like,
yeah, I bought. I know.
No, I didn't know.
I know. I bought like 6 books about astrology, and I was like reading it, and I was doing everybody's astrological, I don't know, like carte du ciel, you know, like profile. And I don't know, I just became really crazy about it. And I wrote this piece, Leo, which is based on my sun sign. My sign is Leo, Lion en français. And it's, I don't know, it's really describing how it is to live in the skin of a fire sign, which is really intense. Definitely. Especially being a woman and a fire sign, both of that together, it's intense, yeah. And she's a fire sign as well, so we, sometimes it's intense, the two of us, but Gabriel is the, I don't know, he's really, he's the passive one.
It's gonna be fine, girls.
Yeah, just calm down, take a deep breath, keep calm, and yeah.
What are your signs actually? Just out of curiosity.
I'm Taurus.
Aries, Aries.
Kind of interesting for me, sure. Aquarius, one of the crazy ones, yeah. Water bear. Yeah. So as a band, what do you think have been some of your biggest accomplishments so far in your career?
Oh my God, so many things. Just to be able to play shows is an accomplishment. And
something happened last summer that was totally unexpected.
Oh yeah.
We got to play with Patrick Watson.
Oh yeah,
and
that was so nice.
but it was a surprise. The day before we didn't know it. It happened during the sound check. Like we got a call from our manager. He's like, "Hey, do you mind if like Patrick Watson comes to play like after your set?" Not at all. We were like super excited. And it was through the band we were playing with because he knew them from touring with them.
Yeah, I think they were playing together.
They have the same drummer.
Blood and Glass. Yeah.
So he came afterwards to do like a secret set, and apparently he loved what we did. So like we got to meet him, and it was really like just a nice feeling to meet someone who's so accomplished and who actually like likes what you do, you know. So it's
he actually listened to the whole set, and like his drummer told me, no, you know what, he never listens to the band before. I was like, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's what he told me. But yeah, and he just told me, you know, great work. Honestly, you just keep on doing that, and it's gonna work. And I was like, oh, from you, it's goes right here. Yeah.
Definitely something to be proud of. And now onto the other side of things, as musicians, what are some challenges that you've faced throughout your career?
Oh my God.
I feel like putting on a live show is always it's kind of it's something hard to do because we work with a lot with electronic sounds. So when we're trying to putting that in a live setting, it's hard because you cannot always like play the stuff. So we have to like maybe put like something that's pre-recorded, like a backtrack, and then play something on top of it, but make it seem like we're not really playing, you know. So it's kind of hard to incorporate that.
Yeah, you don't want to look like you're doing karaoke to your own works.
So we sample some stuff. And now we play with the bassist, so that helps us in like just going somewhere like without getting rid of like the computer as much as we can, and just making new arrangements for live shows.
Yeah, that's a struggle always, but yeah, we're just incorporating for the launch show. We had another percussionist as well on stage, so we were the 5 of us there, and it really brought another level. We also had projection going on, and
just the energy on stage.
Yeah, that was
so nice.
Yeah, like different.
Looking at everyone.
And playing at the Belmont was too, because they have like, it's really bassy, so that's what we are into, right? Really fat bass.
Yeah, the sound was really, really nice.
It was great. Yeah, but I don't know, just trying to make it work every day and putting your heart and your soul into your work. That's what we're driven, and that's what we were born to do. So trying to.
Cool. So with this new EP and everything, what's in store next for Syzzors? Do you guys have a tour coming up, music videos, anything like that you want to share with the audience?
Possibly
working on
another
the
video at the
now.
end of the
We're
summer for
finishing,
another
doing
single.
the video, for the song
Possibly, I don't know.
Beaches. Yeah,
We'll
nothing
see.
set, but we'd love to make another
We
video.
shot,
Yeah.
Just some random things with our friend, she's studying in art in Concordia. So we just had fun. We had a day of shooting with like paint and like
Yeah,
fruits.
fruits,
It's gonna be really colorful.
Really crazy.
And,
It's funky. That's
Yeah.
You're
And
not ready.
possibly another
video.
video. Yeah, a couple of festivals coming this summer. We're doing the festival of the Quebec in June. It's gonna be really nice.
No,
the
no,
Meg as
July.
well.
July,
Sorry,
yeah.
July.
10th of July.
And 10th of July, great. And then the Meg as well on 26th.
Montreal
and,
Electronic Groove.
Isn't
Yeah.
it 24?
no, the 20. I suck
Whatever.
at
In
this.
July.
Go to our page, you'll see it.
Yeah, well, we're doing the Meg and possibly Pop Montreal and a bunch of other festivals. And some things that is to come that we're not
Yep.
supposed to say, maybe.
On National Day, you should guys check it out.
Yeah, check it out. National
ready.
Day, a show
Yeah.
is coming. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Can you give us a hint?
That's all we can say right now.
Yeah.
Good to
Well,
know.
There's gonna be other great artists as well, really hip hop and electronic artists. So, yay.
Sick. Okay. So as a band, where do you see yourselves in the future? 5 years, 10 years from now?
Yeah, hopefully like touring around the world. We've never
Yeah.
been to Europe. We've
Why
never
not?
been to the States as a band. So
Yeah.
like
We're
hopefully,
getting there.
just
Every
making
day.
some more music and just be able to live from that. Hopefully.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I would like to just tour the world. It's just the greatest job in the world, you know, getting you to travel and meet new people and just play, do what you want. So, do what you do best, play music and just enjoy doing a couple of shows, meeting other bands, and that's what we want to do. Yeah.
Well, those are all the questions that we have for you today. Thank you so much for being here. It was really awesome getting to know you guys and talking about your music. So, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
No problem.